What's up everybody, this is Danny, and the iPhone 12 is now official with 4 new models. The smaller iPhone 12 mini, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. That might be a little bit confusing, so let's talk about the best new features of these phones. I'm gonna help you make the best buying decision. Let's see if you need to upgrade from your current phone. There's a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and get started. Number 1 is the new design. All of these models are now more square in design, reminiscent of the iPhone 4 and 5. The notch is still there for Face ID, so it looks familiar, but the display is flat, so it looks a little different from the iPhone 11 series, which I personally like. The iPhone 12 and 12 mini have aluminum for the band around the outside with a glossy glass back finish, which looks nice, and there are 5 fresh colors to choose from. But the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro use more premium materials, with a shiny stainless steel band and a back glass that seems to have a similar finish to the current iPhone 11 Pro. And there are 4 colors to choose from: silver, graphite, gold, and Pacific blue. Number 2 is the display. What's amazing is there is no LCD option in the iPhone 12 lineup. It has all gone to OLED, which is fantastic. So no longer which model that you buy, you'll get a great display with up to 1200 nits of peak brightness and 2,000,000:1 contrast ratio. On Apple's website though, it does say that the 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max do have a 800 nit typical brightness versus the iPhone 12 and 12 mini's 625 nit typical brightness. So I'm not sure if they're using different panels or if they're just limiting it by software, so I'll let you know when I get them in. There's also a new layer on display to 4 times stronger and more resistant to scratches, so that is a nice addition. This was made in partnership with Corning, so I'm not sure if this is any different from the Gorilla Glass Victus that we saw on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra this year, so if you know anything about it, let me know in the comments. Having a compact option for a flagship is very nice, with the smallest iPhone 12 mini coming in with a 5.4-inch display, the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro having a 6.1-inch display, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max having the largest 6.7-inch display. That's the one I'll be going for, and that blue color is just calling my name. These phones don't have the 120Hz ProMotion display that I was hoping for. I know some of you will be upset because I use it on the iPad Pro and I've been using it on the Galaxy S20 series this year, and you can really tell the difference. I wanted to see it in at least one of the models this year, maybe on the Pro Max side of things, but I guess that's something that we can look forward to next year. I don't think it's a deal breaker or anything, but it would have been nice to have in one of these models. Number 3 is 5G. All of these iPhones will support 5G, which is great for faster download speeds, lower latency, fast gaming, amongst other things. I've already done a few videos on 5G, so I'll link them down below so you can see how fast the download speed is and what the benefits are. This is more for future-proofing your next iPhone purchase, because right now 5G is still in its build-out stage, but once you get that 5G connection in your area, then you can take advantage of it and you know that you'll be ready for 5G connectivity. Number 4 is the new processor, the A14 Bionic. If you don't care about the technical jargon, just know it's going to be super duper fast. The new Apple A14 is a 6-core CPU built on a 5nm process with 4 GPU cores and a 16-core neural engine. But if you just heard blah, 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 just know that it's the fastest smartphone chip in the world right now. Number 5 is the new camera system. It gets a little confusing, so stay with me. The iPhone 12 and 12 mini have a dual camera setup, a 12 megapixel f1.6 main shooter with optical image stabilization and 100% focus pixels, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide with f2.4 aperture with 120-degree field of view. The iPhone 12 Pro gets a quad camera system with the same 12 megapixel main shooter and the 12 megapixel ultra wide from the iPhone 12, but you get an addition of the 50mm 12 megapixel telephoto with f2.0 aperture and 2x zoom with optical image stabilization and a Lidar scanner as well. Finally, the iPhone 12 Pro Max has the most powerful camera system out of the bunch, with a new 65mm telephoto that has 2.5x optical zoom. Of course, it has all of the same cameras from the other phones, the wide, the ultra wide, and that Lidar scanner too. The main sensor from all of these iPhones should give us much better low light performance since the pixels are much bigger, and the stabilization should be much better because of a new stabilization system called Sensor Shift. Instead of stabilizing the lens itself, it now stabilizes the sensor. Some of you might know this better as in-body stabilization, or IBIS. I have this in some of my mirrorless cameras now, so this should be very interesting. Apple claims that it's making 5 times the amount of micro adjustments as last year's camera, so I can't wait to test this. Number 6 is Apple Pro RAW, and it looks like it's limited to the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro Max, but these two phones can finally shoot RAW with a little bit of a twist in typical Apple fashion. Unlike traditional RAW, it looks like this new format will be able to take advantage of computational photography of the iPhone like Deep Fusion and Smart HDR, but still give you the flexibility of RAW so you can edit and manipulate the image however you want. Not much is known about this, and it looks like it's coming later in the year. It won't be available at launch, but they're also opening up the API so third parties can capture Apple RAW as well. Just like they have Apple ProRes for video, Apple Pro RAW could be a new RAW format. You never know, it might take off. I guess we'll just see what happens. Number 7 is Pro Video. This means the new iPhones can capture HDR video in 10-bit. For perspective, even some of my mirrorless cameras cannot capture 10-bit in non-HDR, so this is really impressive. This is the first phone to record in Dolby Vision HDR. Apple says that it grades every frame individually in Dolby Vision in real time, so this means more colors, more detail. I can't wait to do my cinematic test with this because I do these videos all the time, and this seems perfect for that type of video. Being able to edit Dolby Vision footage right from your phone is awesome, and it can do this up to 4K 60 frames per second. And when you share it, it also shares as a Dolby Vision HDR video, which I think is neat. Now, capturing HDR video on smartphones is not new. Android phones have been doing this, but capturing this in Rec 2020 color space, but a lot of times you have to take it off of the phone and convert it. So I wonder what Apple's footage is gonna look like. So if you want me to do a comparison between the two, then I'll definitely be willing to do that because I'm curious myself. Number 8 is also a part of camera, but I think this is very practical. I think this will make a tangible difference in everyday camera function. The iPhone 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max have a Lidar scanner. Lidar is short for light detection and ranging, and what it does is it measures how long light takes to reflect back from an object that it hits. This technology is not new, and this is not the first Apple product with it. Actually, the last iPad Pros have that Lidar scanner as well. Also, Android phones have been using this too. Remember that time of flight sensor? This is going to be very powerful for augmented reality applications because it can map out entire rooms and objects. Maybe I'm simple, but I'm more excited about what it's going to do for daily functions of the camera like autofocus, especially in low light, because you know when you're taking a picture of somebody and you're just waiting for that square to hit in the middle and just pulsates there and it takes 2 to 3 seconds and then you take the photo and it's blurry anyway. This should improve that delay significantly. I think Apple said that it could be faster up to 6 times. Apple says that LiDAR also allows for better portraits in low light, and combining that with night mode, it looks like a stellar combo. So I have a lot of camera testing to do, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because you do not want to miss the camera comparisons that are going to be coming to the channel. Number 9 is MagSafe for iPhone. This improves wireless charging with a magnetic area, so you don't have to worry if your iPhone's in the right place or not. This new MagSafe dual charger looks awesome. You can charge your iPhone and your Apple Watch at the same time, and then when you're done, you can just fold it up so it's super compact. This is going to be awesome for travel. There are cases that work with MagSafe accessories, which is convenient. I'm really digging this MagSafe wallet. I can see this being very popular. Also looks like third parties going to be making car chargers and charging stations as well, so there's going to be a lot of magnets everywhere. Number 10 is pricing, and I think that Apple has become reasonable with their phone prices, especially in the last couple of years. So I think that this might be one of their strongest lineups to date, because at the budget side, you have the iPhone SE, $399. The new iPhone mini starts at $699, and the iPhone 12 is priced at $799. The iPhone 12 Pro is $999, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max is at the high end at $1,099. When priced up to the competition, the iPhone 12 mini and the iPhone 12 look good, but that 64 gigabytes of base storage might be a deal breaker for some. So if you have an extra $50, then upgrade to the 128 gigabytes of storage. That's just my opinion and my recommendation. But today we can celebrate, because if you step up to the Pro models, there's no longer a 64 gigabyte option. RIP, it is 128 gigabytes across the board for the Pro models. So that's something to celebrate. Number 11 is not a feature, but it's something that we need to talk about because they're not providing a charger with the phone anymore, and that's why the box is so slim. Apple says they're doing this to reduce e-waste, and I agree with it for me because I have tons of chargers in the house, and they used to give you the 5-watt charging brick, and that thing charges in like 20 hours. So if they were giving you the 20-watt charging brick, I would totally understand, because then that would be something to be mad about. But for me, I am okay with this decision, but I know that some people might not be. So if you're a new iPhone user, make sure that you pick up a charger for your iPhone. It does come with a USB-C to Lightning cord, which is great. So you'll have that, but you do need a charger. You could probably just use an old charger from your house. If you need suggestions on some cheap chargers that will fast charge, I'll leave a few linked down below for you. Okay, number 12 is the HomePod Mini. This is just a mini version of the HomePod that was released a while back. If you're a fan of Siri and use HomeKit for smart home control, this is a great choice for $99. I like that you can pair 2 for a stereo pair. The ultra wideband chip inside the iPhone can detect when you're near the speaker and move the audio to it. It's a smart speaker, so you can ask the weather, you can ask for calendar events, you can send text messages and reply to text messages. So this looks like a great companion for the new iPhones. I also love that you can use Apple devices in your ecosystem as an intercom, so you can talk to your family members from your car, Apple Watch, iPhone, and of course your HomePod Mini. I'm thinking about doing a full Ultimate Smart Home HomeKit edition, so if you want to see that, then let me know in the comments below, because I may be working on that. So that about does it for my top 12 features of the iPhone 12 series. The iPhone 12 goes on pre-order on the 16th of October for the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 12 Mini go on pre-sale November 6th. So let me know which one that you're picking up. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button if this helped you out, and I will see you in the next one.